So, welcome everybody. Welcome back. So, I think today some of you may be feeling a little like this little guy. I love this picture. Like, what if you fail, right? So, some of you, I mean, it's like if you pursue your dream and you rewire your limiting paradigms, like we talked about the first 2 days, you guys, your dream will come true. So let's look at a few incredible dream builders that actually thought that they were going to fail and pursued through anyway. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was fired by TV executives because she was not fit for TV. Imagine that. Early in her career, she was fired and told that she was not going to be fit for TV. And then there's Walt Disney, one of my favorites, who was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. What if that kid working for that newspaper had bought into what his boss said? If he had believed what his boss said, we would not have all the wonderful Disneyland, Disney World, all the Disney movies. But that's where it started. Pretty awesome, huh? And then you've got Steven Spielberg, who was rejected from USC Film School 3 times. In fact, there's a cute story. Steven Spielberg used to get on the bus for tourists going through MGM Studios, and he would jump off the bus and he would go in and change his clothes and pretend like he was a director before he had ever done anything. That's actually a true story of what he would do. Hi, Anne. Welcome.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. So there you go, guys. 3 great people who went through their own rejections and their own hard times and ended up having wild success. So now I want to tell you a story about a lady named Judy. So Judy was a single mom. She had 2 kids and she lived in a very, very cramped 1-bedroom apartment. And her dream was to have her own house. And she actually was a waitress by day and she was a seamstress by night, just trying to get food on the table and take care of her rent, right? So her dream was that each one of her children would have their own bedroom and that they would have a backyard so that they could have a dog and the children would have a safe place and actually have space to play. So put yourself in her shoes. She's working herself to the bone. She's barely getting by. She has $500 for rent, but she had a burning desire, but she felt stuck. Like, I'm sure some of you have felt like that. I know I have, where you're like, feel like you're a hamster on your own wheel, right? And so you don't know how to change your results. But she came to a training program similar to this one, and she started. So this is her little dream house. I started coaching her, but first I had her get crystal clear on what her vision was. And you guys, when I tell you this lady was resistant, she was so resistant to the fact that this could happen. She just had no belief in her, right? She felt like she was always fighting and there was just nothing about her life that this could come true. So eventually she started to drop some of the resistance because she wanted it more than she didn't want it, right? And then I said to her, hey, are you willing to make a decision for your dream? Are you willing to do that? And she's like, no, like, make a decision for your dream. I don't have any money. It can't come true. I said, I just need you to make a decision. Would you like or love to have that house? And she said, I would love to have a house like that. I said, okay. So she made a decision. And the next thing I said, you need to go take action. So the only action she could really take is to go look for the house, right? So she started going in the neighborhoods that she wanted her children to be at. And guys, she found a house, and it was this little house, and it was perfect for her. Okay. And so what she did, she came back, she said, now I'm even more depressed because now I found it. It's exactly what I wanted, but I can't have it. And I said, that's not true. You've got to take action. Think about what you could do in order to have that house.
I'm on your
So
webinar.
she wrote a letter to the
10
guy
minutes.
that had the house. If everybody would just mute themselves, and I think it's you. It's okay. It's good. If so, anyway, she wrote a letter to the guy who owned the house, and here's what she did, you guys. She made an appointment. She had gone back and got them to show her the house again. And what happened was that she found 40 repairs that she could do on the house. She was really good. She was really handy with a hammer. She was really good. She was a great gardener. So she wrote this letter to this guy and she said, look, I can only pay $500 of rent, but if you let me move in the house, I will make 40 repairs over the next year to your house. And she sent it off. So she's waiting, like, right, going crazy, waiting, and nothing comes. And then 2 weeks later, she gets this letter, and the landlord starts it off by saying, I have no idea why I'm doing this. I have full price offers on this house, but something about your letter and you wanting to have it for your children resonated with me. And so guess what happened? She got to move into the house. And it gets better than that, because the story does not end there. At the end of a year, the guy would bring, every quarter, he would bring her materials to pay for the materials to do the stuff on her house. But then at the end of a year, they redid the contract for another year, because she had come and done every single thing that she committed to doing on the house, and they had gotten to live there. But then it gets better. She kept doing dream building. She took the same process now, and she realized she wanted to have her own seamstress business. And so she started this business from home, and it flourished. And you guys, 3 years later, this is a true story. She owns that house. She owns that house. So that's what the dream builder in her did. And I want you guys to understand that that's what can happen to you. So one thing that you can do today, reconnect to your dream for a moment, all of you, and ask yourself, what is one action that you can take to move forward from where you are on your dream? Guys, action is king, because we live in a three-dimensional reality as we're we're connected to fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh dimensions, but we live in the third dimension. And so really, when you take action, what you're doing is you are proving to the divine your willingness, that you have a burning desire. My first mentor, Annie, used to say, Sharon, just do it, because it just keeps you out of the way while the divine is bringing that dream into reality. Right? And so it's really important. I don't want you to leave today without understanding that everything that I've taught you, you've got to take action, and it doesn't have to be perfect action. As women, we're really hard on ourselves. And so a lot of what we do, you guys, is we actually like pound ourselves with everything having to be perfect. And sometimes that keeps us frozen and we can't start at all. So this is about taking imperfect action daily on your dream, one step forward each day as you can on your dream. And the other thing that's really important is learning how to do that action with what you have currently in your life. So I know it takes being creative, but I really want you to think about it. Even like Judy in the house, the only step that she could do and take is that she got in her car and she actually went out to look for a house when she didn't have any money. She didn't have anything else. She went out to look, but think about the level of faith that's involved in that action, right? So taking those actions is really about you demonstrating that you believe, you have believability in your dream that we've created. And that is something that you have a burning desire for in your heart. And it would never have been put on your heart if you didn't have the divine trying to push through and express itself through your incredible creation and dreams. So demonstrates, right? It demonstrates your willingness. So this is what we've covered over 5 days, which I was talking to a friend last night. She's like, I can't believe how much you guys covered, but we did. And so I just kind of want to take a moment here. What we've covered is overcoming self-limiting paradigms. So we talked about how you rewire your neuron connects in your brain and your subconscious mind. We talked about the process where you learn to pause, you learn to breathe, and then you learn to rewire that paradigm, how you replace it, that negative paradigm with the new one. And as you do that long enough, you strengthen your synaptic connections and you actually start to have a wonderful new program that plays instead of the negative program that plays now when you're triggered, right? Okay, then we designed your dream. We got into detail in designing your dream, and we actually took the time and talked about the practice of 3 times a day. You stop for 2 to 3 minutes only. You stop and you just let yourself have a moment where you close your eyes and you become the person that you would need to be so that you're operating on that vibration inside of your dream and you envision it in clear crystal detail, right? With your smell, your sense of smell and sight. And you really continue to refine your dream and make it as real as possible. So that was all about designing your dream, right? And today and yesterday, we talked about befriending your fear and taking action on your dream. Okay, so do any of you think, like, how many of you feel like if you mastered these to an even greater degree, it would support your dream going forward? Yay, I love all your hands. So guys, as I talked about on the first day, I had a gift for those who resonate with the material. Between my speaking and coaching schedule, I carve out a little time each week for what I call clarity sessions. These are one-on-one conversations with me. They're 60-minute, which is really about a value of about $250 for that time that I'm going to take. And we're going to go in depth with your dream and figure out what powerful next step you can take in order to realize your dream. So if you would like to do this, right, this is the gift that I talked to you about. You can raise your hand or put your name in the chat box. And I will, after all this is done today, I will send you a schedule. Okay, for those of you who are not interested in doing that, you're not ready to invest, that's great too. I would love to stay in touch with you. So this is a way to, this is our website. It's a way to join our Facebook group, which is what I really recommend the most because I'm constantly doing videos in there for you to help you reinforce all of these principles. It's all free and it gives you a way to stay in touch for when I do future training. So just to let you know, and if anybody's interested in emailing me as well, my email is Sharon@herdivinelife.com. So just so that everybody has that. Okay. So just for a moment, I want you to imagine where Judy is today, right? She's playing with her kids in her yard. She's loving her house. She's loving the fact that she finally has a home business and she can spend more time with her children. And guys, not in a million years did Judy believe that that would be her life. Not in a million years, because she was willing to believe in the power that is breathing her. And so I say to all of you, as you head back out to your life, you guys, please, what I want you to do is to remember that what is inside of you is far greater and more powerful than any circumstances, any condition in your life, and that you can claim for yourself today to let this be your day. And I want you guys to know that I believe in you and I'm here, I'm supporting you. I'm not sure I understand. And I'm cheering you on. And as the great philosopher Goethe said, whatever you can do or believe you can, begin it. Because boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And I'm so excited about all of you guys going forward and having your dreams come true. So if anybody has a question at this point, if you raise your hand, I would love to answer any questions that I can for you guys before we go through the end of our session today. Any brave souls out there? It's okay if not. Yeah. You guys, if you'd rather do it one-on-one, just send me a note to my email. I would love to be. Oh, Hyen's got a question. Hi.
Hi, I have a question about imagining your dream. Sometimes when you
Okay.
are not quite clear on what it is that you want and your what you want sometimes changes day to day. How do you know if that's what your true dream is?
Oh, Hyen, that is the most beautiful. That is the most beautiful question that you just asked, honey, because oh, that touched my heart. You guys, they change, right? It changes. Like um, you get as crystal clear on what you can imagine right now that you want in your life. So you do, right? You draw that picture like we talked about in a lot of detail. And you actually like you can feel yourself being the person that you would be in that dream so that you're matching the vibration of the person that you've become in order to attract that into your life. As you start doing that, I promise you what you're going to find, because it happens to me over and over. It will change. Things will change. I had a vision that I had been working on for, I don't know, maybe like a couple of months. And I mean, I do it every single day, 3 times a day. It felt so right to me, Hyen, that I knew that's exactly what I wanted in my life. That's exactly where I wanted to be with people that I was helping. It was what I wanted to do. It was exact, right? And it was in a specific location, which is interesting. And do you know, I went to Hawaii, which a lot of you know recently, right? I went to Maui to be with these incredible healers. By the way, for those of you that don't know, we're having a 4-day retreat in Maui on January 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's a women's retreat, and it is 4 days packed with spiritual changing and mindset paradigm shifting. And it's just an incredible thing. But anyway, I went there with these ladies, right? And had experiences that were past anything I'd ever gone through in my life before. But here's what's so interesting. When I came home, it was gone. Guys, the clarity of that dream that I'd had was so specific. And do you know, it had changed and my heart had deepened. And so now my new dream is different than that one. Like there are pieces of it that are the same. The only thing that it really stayed the same is that I want to have that girls charity that I told you about, where we give girls between the ages of like 10 and maybe 16. We give them all this information when they're young so they don't have to suffer and go through what most of us had to go through to get back to this way of life, right? That one, my heart is 100% a yes on that. But things shifted. And so I changed my dream, Hyen. I had to
Um,
sit down and rewrite it. And I was blown away. I mean, this is how crazy it is. I believe in putting things around you that help you remember throughout the day about what your dream is so that you can go back into that person that you would need to become in order to attract that dream, right? I even had bought this picture that was a specific scene, and it changed, honey. My heart changed. So you will continue. It's totally okay, Hyen, for the dream to change. It's funny. I was thinking about your dream last night, and I was thinking about how what you said yesterday was different, but I love
right,
it. I love it. Why not skip to the end, right? Skip to the next part.
right. And then I think in life sometimes, um, in the end, what you have thought in the beginning may connect to one another
Yeah.
somehow in a way that you can not imagine. But I can see your point where you just start somewhere where it feels right to you at the moment,
Yeah.
and then just don't worry about what's going to happen in
Remember, and this is, you guys, this is one of the hardest things to remember, is that we are not in charge of the how. Guys, that goes against everything that most of us were taught. And especially, I'm looking at the women on this call, hardcore achieving women. I mean, some determined, like powerful women. And you guys, think about that. When I say to you, you're not in charge of the how, that's going to like drive us crazy. Like, well, give me the next thing to do that. But we do have to take action. There's a specific kind of action you get to take towards your dream every day, and they build on one another, right? That's something that I'll go over in that clarity call with those of you that have chosen to do that. But remember that we're not in charge of the how. And Hyen, I know you, you're such an analytical person. That's why you have a thriving dental practice, right? You're such an analytical person, but I'm telling you to let go of the how, okay? And trust, and then take the action that you can take, however small it may feel to you each day, to move towards your dreams. That was a beautiful question, Hyen. Thank you for asking it.
Thank you for answering.
Okay, anyone else have any other questions before we get off? Oh, my beautiful Johnny. Yes, Johnny.
So part of the whole coming over or overcoming self-limiting beliefs and the whole system, do you believe in like a vision board just for the visualization of your dream or idea or concepts?
Let me tell you, I have a vision board. I absolutely believe in a vision board, and I don't ever I always have this thing where a lot of women get together before January and we create a vision board for the next year, and they're powerful. They're powerful because, yeah, I look at my vision board every single day, and it's a beautiful. So yes, 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 yes. Have a vision board, put it in front of you. Got to remember, our mind thinks in pictures. Our mind does not think in words. It thinks in pictures. So when you have those visual images each day, it's profound. In fact, do you know that I just recently found out, and I'm going to do this, that you can go on to Fiverr on the internet, Fiverr, right? It's this thing where you can hire people to do different things. Do you know that you can tell someone what your vision looks like, and they can actually place you into your vision in photographs, like, so it looks like it's real and you're already, and it's like as though it's already happened. And you can get a photograph of it for your vision board. How cool is that? I'm like, I'm doing that. So yes, please do vision boards. They're wonderful all around my house. You guys would laugh. I actually even have dishes that have very positive sayings on them. Like, there's nothing in my environment, in my house, that is not positive. Nothing. Like, everywhere you look, you see a beautiful reminder or a beautiful thing that someone's given me or a client has sent to me, right? That, uh-oh, you guys are starting to see the Toby dog. He wants to get down. Okay, say hello, Toby, before you go. Okay, now you could go down. Okay. So, but yeah, I've got stuff all over my house that clients have given me, that they've sent me gifts, and I love it all. And I have beautiful sayings all over my house. My house is like crazy little positive pod that I'm in. So yeah, you protect your environment. I also have, Johnny, Post-its around my house with like 3 or 4 words on it. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Around my house that have, they remind me, this is what's going on. This is what my dream is. Just quick reminders throughout the day. So yeah, I love anything like that. Do anything like that to help yourself. It's a wonderful thing to do. And you can come and do it with us, Johnny, when we do it in December. We do the vision board meeting. It's fun. Okay. Anybody else got a question? You guys, I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, this has been such a good experience in the last 5 days, because you know, I have made a decision to dedicate myself to helping women have a better life and to have their dreams come true for the rest of my life. Like, I got down on my knees. I am willing, 100% willing. And I am telling you, like, I have just gotten so connected to the divine. It happens more and more and more and more. I get more and more psychic messages. It's crazy. So you can have whatever it is that you choose to have. Remember that. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to some of you soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.